Hey fellow backyard boyers, Nick here. Today we're going to be building another knife out of a bandsaw blade. Now in the video where I built this knife, I got a lot of comments and suggestions of people saying that I should do a similar build with less power tools and asking if you could use the saw blade as is without having to anneal and retemper it. So today we're going to be building this knife. We're going to be doing this with no power tools, and we're using the existing heat treatment on the saw blade, so there will be no additional heat treatment required. We're also going to be doing a nice handle wrap so that we don't have to drill out the handle for scales. So let's get started. Now that we have our steel, I've gone ahead and drawn out my basic design. You can see that I've used the same handle as my bird and trout knife, but the blade is somewhere between a Wharncliffe and a sheep's foot. Now if you take a look at this bandsaw blade real quick, you can see that the edge is hardened for about 1/4 of an inch. And this is really all you have to work with when you're making your edge. Now I'm cutting the knife blank out of the steel using a pair of tin snips. You could also use a hacksaw for this. The tin snips will go easily through the soft back of the blade, but I'll have a harder time along the edge, and really I'm just sort of breaking off the saw teeth as I go. Once you've got everything refined, you can use a file or something similar to smooth out the back of the blade, though for any edge work you're going to need to use some sort of grindstone, whether it be a whetstone or a carborundum stone or diamond stones. And I'm just going to use that to refine my edges. And then I'm going to take this on the diamond stones and sharpen the cutting edge. Now here's the knife all finished up and ready for a handle wrap. Now even though this is a small knife and thin steel, it still took me over an hour of filing and grinding to get this thing to shape and to sharpen it. Now this little neck knife that I made out of the scrap, this took me about 5 minutes to do on a $5 grinder I picked up at a garage sale. So that's just something to keep in mind if you're trying to decide whether to work with just hand tools or to get some power tools. But if you can't have power tools, you can still get this done. It's just going to take a lot longer. Now we're going to wrap the handle in paracord. You can see I already wrapped the handle of the neck knife. And here I've got some examples of my two favorite styles of handle wrap. Up on top is a Tonto that I wrapped, and it has a diamond wrap, which requires 2 working ends, and it's very similar to the style of wrap found on Japanese swords. Below that is my personal favorite wrap, and it's a variation. It has a similar look to the diamond wrap, with the nice little diamonds of the underwrapping showing through, but it's really easy to do and only requires 1 working end. To keep things clean and neat, I'm putting a Turk's head knot at the top and bottom. We'll start by cutting a piece of cohesive bandage the length of the handle. This will serve as an underwrap and help hold the cord in place, as well as add some cushion to the handle. I'm going to start the wrap by doing a Turk's head knot at the top. This will help keep everything nice and neat. The Turk's head knot is fairly straightforward. I'm just doing a single pass knot, and it's basically like doing a braid with only 1 cord. You just want to go over and under so that it looks like a 3-ply braid when you're done. Once I've done that, I'm just going to start wrapping the handle. And this wrap is very simple. You just start off with a full turn, and then when you're going for your next turn, you just space your cord a little bit higher, leaving space for another layer of cord to go down right before it. So that when you come back around, you bring the cord to fill in that spot, and you've created the crisscross that makes the diamond pattern. You keep wrapping until you get down to the end of the handle, and then we're going to finish off with another Turk's head knot. Trim the edges, and you can either seal it with a little bit of heat or with some super glue. here's the knife all finished up. I hope you had fun building this knife along with me today. And if you have any ideas for other videos or other styles of knives you'd like to see, let me know in the comments below. And if you're interested in paracord wrapping, there are a lot of great resources online and here on YouTube. And I also have a couple of books out, Adventures in Paracord and All Wrapped Up in Paracord. And I'll have links to those in the description below. I also have some other books that you can check out, and I'll have the links to those down below as well. And here it is. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.